Dan, I've had a number of letters lately from very concerned parents about what they describe as very precocious sex. We're talking about a 4-year-old who's masturbating a lot, or a child who seems to be using a stuffed animal or the rug as something to stimulate themselves, and the parents freaking out. What does this mean? And another letter I had recently was a 6-year-old who is playing at sex, but it's very specific and graphic. It looks like intercourse, it looks like oral sex. So I just wanted to address that a little bit because especially with what looks like masturbation, it could be, but often enough it's a medical issue. And I want to suggest to parents that the first thing they should do is take their child to a doctor.
Right.
I've had a couple of situations like that where when the parent took the child to the pediatrician, the child had pinworms.
Oh, right.
It itched.
Yeah, sure.
So they're scratching.
Right.
And it's not about sex at all. And if the parent starts freaking out about it being sex, first of all, the medical condition isn't treated. And secondly, now we've given the child a message about sexuality that could be quite harmful to them over the long run.
Very good point.
So medical first. But then when a 6 or 7-year-old is doing something that looks like an explicit sex act, I have to wonder who showed him that.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, a movie, in life, how is it that a 6-year-old would have that kind of information? They shouldn't have that kind of information.
Right.
So that's the first question. But I would want a parent in that situation to consider seeing someone who has some expertise in evaluation of a child to make sure that this child isn't acting out something that happened, and because they're not able to tell.
Right.
And then parents say, well, why didn't he tell me? Often enough, an abuser either threatens or bribes a child not to tell. If you tell your mother, I'll kill her.
So you're really talking about them being in touch with someone who has specific training and background.
Absolutely. Because not everybody can speak to a child in a language a child can understand.
Yes.
But the most important thing, I think, in all cases is for parents to hold off their freak out because it's very, very concerning. It's alarming. But first get to a doctor. And then, again, if there's any kind of play acting that looks too much like, how does this child even know this?
Right.
Then to think about it as maybe communication that something's wrong and have that checked out. Now, it's not always that. I don't want people to get scared that their kids are molested when maybe they somehow at somebody else's house saw something in a movie that they shouldn't have seen. But at least want to have it evaluated.
Exactly.